The adverse reaction when excessive pressures arise demands usually occurs with the presence of losing control of particular situation in the workplace, that in turn makes the individual no longer feeling ability to cope with those demands. Although some pressures can be useful, like when leading to improved performance or achieving vital missions within a time frame, too much or prolonged pressure will cause both physical and mental ill health, like high blood pressure, peptic ulcers, skin disorders, and depression. So kindly distinguish between pressure, which can buzz and be a motivating factor, and stress, which can occur when this pressure becomes excessive. Statistics. Every year in United Kingdom, millions of working days have been lost due to stress, depression, and anxiety when people report that they were suffering from work-related stress at a level that was making them ill. In numbers, about 1 in 7 people say that they find their work either very or extremely stressful. And between 2005 to 2022, the number of work-related stress reporting people has been increasing from 500,000 to 914,000, leading to 11 million lost working days in 2005 up to 17 million in 2022. In cash, the HSE has estimated that work-related stress costs society around £3.8 billion a year. Reasons to manage work-related stress. The legal and moral reasons. Some laws and legislation require and impose duties on employers to assess the risk of stress-related ill health arising from work activities and the health and safety at work. So, organizations shall carry out a suitable and sufficient risk assessment for stress, and take action to tackle any problems identified by that risk assessment. It is also good morality to understand links between stress and physical effects such as heart disease, back pain, headaches, disturbances, or various minor illnesses, psychological effects such as anxiety and depression, loss of concentration, and poor decision-making. All that in turn can lead to social withdrawal, aggressive behavior, alcohol and drug abuse, eating disorders, and working long hours. Financial. From statistics you can see the impact work-related stress could have on a work group. Do you remember those 17 million working days lost by colleagues in 2021 to 2022? Can you imagine the more load added to the workload of the rest of the team? Logically, you can highlight adverse effects for organizations in the form of low employee commitment to work, reduced staff performance and productivity, increased number of accidents by human error, staff turnover and intention to leave, low attendance levels, staff recruitment and retention. All that will lead to customer dissatisfaction, bad organizational image and reputation, and high potential for litigation. Therefore, it is necessary to take action to manage the causes of stress in workplace to prevent or reduce the impact of these problems on organization and bring about business benefits. Reasons of stress. It is normal for any one of us to experience stress during life. We feel stress during an illness or the death of close relative or friend. But luckily, we recover after the particular crisis has passed. Unfortunately, workplaces are frequently different, because of other forms of stress that may last forever and continue to build up stress levels until the employee can no longer cope. So, if stress is not properly managed, it will lead to lower productivity and increased sickness absence as shown in statistics. The basic workplace stressors are the job, when being boring or repetitive, unrealistic performance targets or insufficient training, job insecurity, workload, work patterns, and the work environment. Individual responsibility, like ill-defined roles and too much responsibility with too little power to influence the job outputs. Working conditions, like cramped, dirty and untidy workplace, unsafe practices, lack of privacy or security, inadequate welfare facilities, threat of violence, excessive noise, vibration or heat, poor lighting, lack of flexibility in working hours to meet domestic requirements, and adverse weather conditions for those working outside. Support. This includes the encouragement, sponsorship and resources provided by the organization, line management and colleagues, receive adequate information and support from their colleagues and superiors. Role. Whether people understand their role within the organization, the organization shall ensure they do not have conflicting roles and employees understand their role and responsibilities. Management attitudes. Poor communication, consultation or supervision, negative health and safety culture, lack of support in a crisis, employees doesn't get engaged when undergoing an organizational change. Relationships. Unhappy relationship between workers, bullying, sexual and racial harassment and negative culture leads to unacceptable behavior. Symptoms of stress. There are 4 groups of stress symptoms: physical, behavioral, emotional and cognitive, including chest pains, nausea and frequent colds. Consequently, eat less, probably bad habits like smoking and drinking alcohols in addition to nervous habits, unable to relax, become irritable and depressed. They may also have memory problems, be unable to concentrate and become very anxious. Also, stress victims experience a severe lack of control.